but he loves it. Smoky Sweet Soul. Come hungry, leave happy.
What's up, y'all? Your boy, I'm back again.
Hey, it's your girl Nick, and you're listening to the new single of Montreal Derrick, Through It All. Available on all digital platforms. Go and download your copy today.
You're listening to the Drip Podcast with Nick and Mar. Keep it live.
Wake up, kick back, relax, take a break this morning. Ease your mind and your soul after morning yawning. Get your mug, get your joke, get your tea, get a grip. Take a sip, you listen to the Drip.
Let's go! Hey everybody, we're back with the Drip. I'm with Cam and Mr. O, our new co-host. I'm so glad you guys are officially on the team.
You're actually, you should have said that in the beginning. The people don't know.
Oh, they didn't know we were on probation.
You do not have to say that on air. Well, yeah, we had to put you on probation. Just to get your feet wet and to see if it was really what you wanted to do.
It's official.
It's official. They are a part of the Drip Podcast.
Hey.
I couldn't be more excited.
Same.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. You guys bring a good vibe and energy to the show. And a lot of knowledge, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
On the break, we were talking about Cam being a geek. She's not a geek, guys. She thinks she's a geek, and she's not a geek.
I feel super nerdy.
No, well,
that's why I wear my contacts more often.
Just glasses?
Instead of my glasses. Because I feel like the moment I push my glasses up, you know how you do like that thing with your finger and just push your glasses up? That's when I have my nerdy moment. Like,
oh, well, I push my glasses up all the time. I don't.
But you probably do it really nicely. I feel like
well, she's not a nerd or a geek. We've just come to the conclusion that she's a knowledge seeker.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds better than being a nerd or a geek.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I think all of us at the table are a little nerdy.
Yeah. Oh.
Cricket. I'm
think
definitely a nerd. I know I'm an L7. Ain't no doubt.
L7?
Ain't no doubt about it.
Oh my God.
Square.
Oh my God.
I know.
All of us are a little nerdy. It's okay.
I'm not.
No. Producers.
I'm not nerd. All I know is knowledge, man.
Get off the mic.
So the emphasis of the metronome keeps everything on time. Why? Because the wind blows south, does the border go to Mexico?
Do y'all watch Big Bang Theory?
I love Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
That's why I
You be a nerd. Yeah.
Only nerds watch Big Bang Theory.
Right.
Oh, I
It's a
love
certain
it.
type of humor that I don't want to say normal people, but
It's cerebral. That's all.
Yeah.
I sit and crack up at that
all the
TV
time.
show all the time.
I'm on DVD. And then they're about to end like for good now.
I know. Have you seen Little Sheldon?
I love Little
Yes.
Sheldon. We're nerds.
All three of us
out
are
loud.
nerds?
Yep. He said yes.
I'm sitting over here like,
I
yay.
love it.
Yep.
I
we just
absolutely
confirmed.
love
Geek
it.
Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. But we look
I
good.
keep pens in my pocket.
Yeah. Oh, I do
Do
too.
that a lot.
Do you?
Not the
Yeah.
pocket protector.
But just like on me, like I keep a pen on me.
And some note 3x5 cards to kind of roll with me like a sidekick.
But that doesn't mean you're a nerd. I mean, you're a thinker. You got this preacher thing going on. So I'm assuming your mind goes all day long. So you have to jot stuff down when you think about it. You're into poetry and and you're always thinking too. So I don't think that has anything to do with being nerdy.
She's making us feel better.
I know it's working.
Yeah, is it working? Well, good, because I don't like that word nerd and geek. Now that we know we're all nerds, but
Well, we had a bunch of other nerds gather with us last week on our focus group. They were pretty geeky too.
Yeah, but it was great.
I thought it was awesome. If
Listen,
you guys didn't come,
yeah,
you know,
we're gonna debrief on our think tank. We had a think tank, Coffee Conversations think tank, on the 20th, last Saturday. A bunch of people from the community got together, and we wanted to pick their brain about issues that were of major concern to them, or to talk about taboo topics that we as a community don't talk about and we need to talk about. And it was absolutely amazing.
It
and
really was.
You
Yeah.
facilitated and you did a wonderful job.
Great job.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
great conversation. You know, we had people write down questions and things on their index cards. And a lot of the things on the index cards, when I took them home, it was some really deep topics that people didn't want to mention while we were at the think tank. Rape, molestation, domestic violence. It was a lot
all over the place.
Incest.
Yeah,
Yeah. In a good
incest.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
incest was one of them.
Yeah.
What did you take away, from the think tank?
We've got some really intelligent people who listen to this program. Very insightful, very knowledgeable about a lot of things that are major concerns within our communities. There is a lot of insight with regard to family situations that apparently cross, the street.
Yeah.
And bleed over into next door and around the corner. I mean, we've got a lot of things. Like, in fact, Mary, we see you. Nobody sent you the invitation. It got lost in the mail. But
should be
Mary,
It got
you
lost
should have
in
been there.
Cam's mail.
Oh, don't put that on me.
Oh, there it is. It's with your jersey. But that definitely resonated with me as it relates to just how many issues are going on within our community. We clearly need more people involved with doing activities like this, where the information needs to be disseminated, but it also needs to be some skin in the game, where people got to actually get out on the streets. We got to not just talk about it, but we got to actually do something.
Right.
And from that, I think we identify some very capable individuals who are in our community, like Charles Garner and Amanda. I forget her last name. Forgive me, Amanda Pratt, Tiffany Thomas, Jalita. Your mom. And then there's a brother that Marcus, yes. I mean, just some really, and forgive me if I didn't mention it. Vince was there. Tamika. I mean, we had some really powerful people in the room that were able to, put some things out there, and then others were able to share, insight that gave us, clarity on things that we may or may not have had clarity on.
Yeah. And it was interesting to see, even throughout the conversation, a lot of things that were being said, people weren't with it.
Yeah.
They disagree, but I loved seeing the fact that I could disagree with you and we could still sit at the table and have a great conversation.
Right.
I love that.
Right, especially where the demographics were just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, we had...
Everybody was represented there.
Yeah. I mean, with the exception of some of our counterparts, others who may not have the same tone, complexion or whatever, but we need y'all. If y'all out there, come on, talk to us, because a lot of the topics that we've been talking about and learned about that particular day, and that's what we'll talk about today, they cross the racial lines. Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of issues that...
We just don't have black issues and white issues.
We don't.
Yeah.
And there's some answers on the other side that we are privy to.
Yeah.
Not because maybe they don't want to tell it, but they just don't know that we need it.
Yeah.
And the same thing on our side, as it relates to... Some people just need to know how to interact with other people.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of existence and growth in our community and our world. Because if you don't know how to communicate, it winds up creating barriers that don't have to be barriers.
Yeah.
And your maturity level to be able to handle it,
yeah.
that sometimes also has to be demonstrated and also embraced. It's a family.
Yeah.
But we are learning, I think, through things like this, that particular think tank, it teaches us how families can have confrontation and grow from it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you wind up stagnant and you wind up in this kind of robotic movement and you wind up finding yourself alone unnecessarily.
Yeah. Even throughout conversations, you can tell some of the struggles that people were having in their own personal lives. And I think it's important when we're having those conversations, because we're going to have another think tank possibly in June. And we want to double our participation and attendees for June. But I think it was just beautiful to see that there were so many different people sitting at the table having a conversation. You don't see it.
Absolutely.
You don't see enough of it.
All the whole spectrum was in the room,
and everybody was trying to understand everybody.
Right.
That's what I could appreciate.
Yeah.
Nobody shut down. Nobody was like, "Oh, I gotta go. Can't listen to this." Everybody sat there, took whatever they could in, and gave as well. Like that was awesome.
Right.
You don't get that a lot. So,
what else did you take away from the session?
Man, I got some nuggets, like some little gems from a lot of people in the room. Vic, he said something that just, it hit me. He said, "You were born with a spirit, but you're given religion."
Oh yeah, Vincent.
Vincent.
Yeah.
Vincent.
You're born with a spirit, but you're given religion. I thought that was just awesome. Somebody else said a lot of times,
top of the mountain moment.
Yeah.
Tibetan moment.
Because we constantly have the conversation within the Black community about religion, about faith, or spirituality versus religion, and
we had a really good conversation about that.
We did,
we
did, and I feel like we could have went all day on that one. But it just spoke to me. And then there was another one. I forgot who said this. Can't remember the name, but somebody said we oftentimes eat with our eyes. So you're not necessarily wanting something because you need it.
Charles
said that,
because you need it, but you see it, so you want to consume it. Not because you need it, not because it's going to benefit you in any way, but just because it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have ran with that one too.
Oh man, talk to me.
All this stuff is preaching right now.
She go preach.
First, pass the plate.
Right. First.
And then I shall proceed. Sorry, Granny. I feel like my grandmother gonna get me on that one. Don't be playing around like that.
Baby, you're supposed to pass
And
the
we
plate
had a
after.
conversation.
First.
And we had a conversation about language, which I thought was really, really good. And how I think one of the things were, why do we have to change to fit in to community, into the community, the greater spectrum, general populace of community. And somebody said it's not about changing who we are, but just learning a different language. Did I get that right?
That's pretty good.
The gist of it.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was really good, because we were talking about I think the younger generation moving into society, and
the desire to be at the table sometimes is created in a way where it makes the people who want to be at the table feel as though they have to negate or give up who they are and become something different or someone different, which then creates confliction within themselves and within their community. Because who are you if you're not this person here and this person at the table? So we were talking about also a gentleman who I forget where it was. I read it, but there's a mayor, I think the mayor of Maryland or the mayor of Boston or DC or somewhere. Anyway, he suggested to a young mentee that rather than trying to go fit in at a table that doesn't want you or wants to keep you, nearby for their use or their convenience, go create your own table, make a table, and then they have to come to you, and you can be who you are, and they recognize that your skill, your gift, your level of excellence is such that it doesn't have to fit a mold that they've predetermined.
Make them adjust instead of you.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think we...
and perhaps lead, because it's not necessarily that we want to do to you what was been done to us.
Right.
I mean, we got to recreate. We got to lead in a way that says, hey, this is just completely different.
And I think that was like the overall consensus in the room, that everybody in that space was willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I feel like our communities, like, we talk a good game. We preach about all the things that are wrong. And like you said earlier, now it's time to put that to action. We need to apply those things. And everybody in our room was definitely willing